And that's blocked by Turner.
Halliburton shot clock down to 4. Halliburton a deep 3, and he drills it.
X finds Warren. Here's a long 3. Was in. Now Duarte, another 3.
And welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Pacing Forward podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you came here from last week, thank you for sticking around. If you're new here, we appreciate you joining. I hope you stick around for the future because we got some good episodes coming in. My name is Cammy, the house that Cammy built on Twitter, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Halliburton on Twitter. And, how's everybody's day going?
Yep. And we got a special guest that we're going to hear from later on in the podcast, but I'll bring him on to introduce himself right now.
You know, it's so rough to just follow up the great introduction that Dom just gave. But I'm Dylan. Some may know. I'm LeDillonX on Twitter. Such a great at. And I figured it made sense to come flaunt the W that the Pistons got on the Pacers.
All right. We'll talk about that later, okay? All right. So, we might just get right into it. So, Indiana played a total of 4 games this past week. 1 on Sunday, 2 this past week, and 1 yesterday. I guess we'll start on the Sunday game that was played against the Boston Celtics. 1 second.
We played Boston on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Surprisingly, as a tanking team, we beat one of the teams that is actually contending this season.
We didn't just beat them. I'll tell you that we didn't just beat them.
Yeah, it was more than a beatdown. It was more of like a really massacre. And O'Shea Brissett, I mean, since this game, he's been kind of he's been a little bit rough since the Boston Celtics game. But besides that, I mean,
27 points, man.
Yeah, and he shot like what was it like 6 for something from 3?
Yeah. You remember that 1-3 he hit when he shot it, turned around, walked away?
Yeah, I mean Curry-esque threes all around him and I mean everybody played great that game. And then that was either our first or second. No, that was our
second win because right? we had that one against who was that? Who did we beat?
OKC, I'm pretty sure. No, we lost to OKC.
We lost to OKC, thankfully. Who did we beat? Let me look at this. You think I should be prepared?
You pull that up. I'm just gonna read this off.
We beat Washington.
Duarte's second game. Duarte's second game back. He was pretty good that game. 11 points. Yeah, Jalen Smith since his Boston game has been starting. He's been phenomenal.
He's been incredible. 12 and 10 last game.
Over that for a second, and then Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield continues to be a really bright spot in this from the Kings trade.
From the Sabonis trade, yeah.
A lot more consistent than I expected him to be because Kings fans told us that he'd be like on and off. Remember?
Yeah,
Kings fans. They told us that he'd be like on and off like every other game, but he's been like pretty consistent, like as consistent as you'd want him to be.
Yeah, exactly. As a sharpshooter. And we talk about Goga Bitadze again. He played a little bit more than he's used to. 16 minutes, 2 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. But still, it's kind of like when Miles Turner comes back, how many of those minutes are you going to have?
I mean, I don't know. I think Goga is pretty much phased out. I don't really see him.
I'd agree with that.
Rotation. I mean, like we're slowly starting to like take him out the rotation every game, which makes sense to me. He's like good.
Yeah.
As a player. I mean, he might still have a little bit of potential, but I just really don't see where he fits.
Exactly. I really don't see where Goga fits when we get those guys back, and we still got to get T.J. Warren back. Which honestly, at this point, I don't think we're gonna get T.J. Warren back this year.
I think we're gonna get a T.J. appearance this year.
I don't. I really don't think so because the guy's been he hasn't been trending towards playing yet. He's practicing, but we've heard that for the longest time now. And at this point, it's like when is this guy going to get cleared? When is he going to play? I think they're going to shut him down for the rest of the year. And I think this offseason we're going to sign him to a prove-it deal, a 1-year deal, and we'll see how it goes from there.
And even a prove-it deal. I mean, if we can get like TJ Warren like TJ Warren that he was last year, and we're like actually like a well built team, I would be mad at that.
Yeah, and hell, I'm not even asking for TJ Warren for bubble TJ Warren. 2020 season before the bubble, he was balling out.
Yeah, I feel like I'm but like if like. Trying to say if we dangle him in front of some team that's looking for some scoring, and we're like, hey, the idea of TJ Warren, it might not be the reality anymore.
Yep. The same thing that we said about Miles Turner, if you remember that.
Yeah. Like if we can dangle around the idea of TJ Warren rather than the actual reality, because we don't know how good he is in reality yet. True. But if we can dangle that around and a team bites on that, then I wouldn't be mad at that.
Exactly, so. And you got to think of it. Warren is not an athletic type player, and the injury that he had would hinder somebody with athleticism, but he doesn't rely on athleticism.
That's true. He's more of like a
finesse player,
a mid-range kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. So we could potentially dangle him in front of some teams and see where that goes from there. The next games we played, of course, there were the first of a 3-game tank-off series. We know the first game was against the Orlando Magic on Monday, the next day.
Well, the next two were the Orlando Magic, right?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. The first
loss. We had the loss to the Orlando Magic, and then we had the W as well.
Yes, I remember that. The first loss was again our guys played great. Tyrese had 23, 6, and 7, trending towards his first triple double. We had Buddy Hield 18 points. I think he shot pretty poorly though. Jalen Smith 14 and 8. And it was a rough night for a lot of our guys, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we lost, and we're looking for losses.
That's what we were hoping for.
Yep.
And then the next game, it was
an OT win.
Actually, a win. It was a very close game, like ran through. But I mean, speaking of OT, I mean, post game, like you could see, like all our dudes are like really in tune with each other.
We talk about like after that Celtics game. I don't know if you saw that Buddy Hield story where him and Lance Stevenson were rapping on the plane.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, the vibes on this team have been immaculate since then.
I mean, like, not only is our offense looking a lot better than it like usually does, but like, I mean, the team, like, we've never seen the side of the Pacers where they're actually like broadcasting like team chemistry.
Exactly. If you remember, last season around this time, the team was basically alienated from each other.
Yeah, like they didn't really show a lot of emotions with one another.
Yeah,
we didn't really get like the insider scoop on all that. But like seeing they're actually having fun with each other is just like making us hopeful for the future. Like
everybody's happy now. Everybody's been like rejuvenated since the trade. And I'm not saying that as saying like Sabonis messed up our chemistry, Jeremy Lamb messed up our chemistry. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that since we got some new blood on the team, undeniably, we've been way happier.
Like you have to think about it. Like, what's the one thing we're trying to do on this team? It's lose.
Yeah.
So like with Sabonis and with Jeremy Lamb, like the idea of that team was we were trying to be contenders.
Yeah.
No matter what, we want to make the playoffs every single year. And that playoff mentality and not being able to achieve that's always going to bring the morale down.
Yeah.
But now having like this like young in tune team where you don't really have to care about winning games. You just have to go out there and hoop. Like that like really matters to this team right now, and that's what's happening. We're actually like hooping and we're having fun and
exactly
whatever we want.
Yeah, one thing I love about this team is that the team is fun to watch. Very fun to watch, in fact.
Mm-hmm. In between, adding Malcolm Brogdon back, even like of watching Brogdon play, he was one of the more fun. We had a lot of fun watching him. During the Sabonis era. Yeah. So having him with these young guys and watching him mentor.
Yeah, watching him as a mentor on the team, even though his time on the team might be limited, and I'm sure maybe he knows that. Yeah. Maybe the front office let him know that in the offseason he might get dealt. But even if he knows his time is limited, he's been very professional about it. Never heard a single bad word come from his mouth. Really haven't.
Is good. Play as good as you can, Malcolm. We're trying to get that
play as good as you can. Get that trade value up. Get that.
Either way, I mean, if he ends up on this team at the end, like Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, T.J. Warren. If they're gone, I wouldn't mind it. If they were still on the team, I wouldn't mind it. Like, I honestly love all three of those dudes.
Yeah, I love all three of
goes.
them. I love all three of them. I still need to see what Miles is gonna do when he comes back from injury. I'm sure they're gonna ease him back in. But when is that Kings game on the 25th? Yeah, that Pacers Kings game is on the 25th, and I'm not sure where the game is. Is it if it's in Sacramento or if it's in Indiana?
And if it's in Indy, I'll definitely tune in.
If it's in Indiana, you got.
be able to use.
If it's in Indiana, you gotta go to it because you can't miss an opportunity to see Sabonis get dunked on by Miles.
Speaking of the Kings, they're 4-6 since the Sabonis trade. So I mean, hopefully they'll figure it out soon. But I mean, the clock is ticking down.
Yeah,
the Pelicans are on like a 4-game winning streak.
On a 4-game winning streak, and Zion is coming back.
And adding Zion back to that playing team, it's like. I really don't know where the Kings are going. We're a pretty 500 team with Sabonis. They're a pretty 500 team without Sabonis. So it's like, I mean, where do you really go?
Really. Where do you go from here? Because I don't think the playoffs are in sight this year. Maybe next year. It better be next year because Domantas Sabonis. If the Kings don't make the playoffs the next year, the year after, they don't make some serious business, then Domantas Sabonis might say, all right, I want to go to Portland, go play with Dame, and my dad played there. I want to go play there.
Losing to a team like the Mavericks without, the Mavericks are a good team, but without their MVP player, I don't know how you justify that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't justify that, yeah.
And I mean, they had points in the game where they were up by 5. They just couldn't really close it out. And then Sabonis being in foul trouble, which is an occurrence in most of these games. Playing at center, centers are taking advantage of the fact that he's not the greatest defensive IQ player. Yep. So being in foul trouble and then not being able to close out, it's really hurting their offense.
Yeah, we talked about this in Indiana. Hell, we talked about it all last year, even the year before. We said Domantas Sabonis, while he's a fantastic offensive player, great at passing, good post player, he is not a good he's not a good defender by any sense of the word, not at all.
I mean,
he's improved.
I don't know where they're going with this team.
He's improved in recent years. He's gotten better. He's not a clear negative, but he has to work on his defense. He really does.
Yeah.
What else we got?
But yeah, I mean, the Kings, they're gonna figure it out eventually. And then so yeah, that was the Orlando game. We had a really fun time watching that game. We had a fun time playing that game. And transition to the Pistons game, which was our last game.
Our last game, and if we look at the standings right now, if we look at where Detroit is headed, currently Detroit Pistons are the 14th seed in the Eastern Conference, and Indiana is the 13th seed. Now, granted, the Pistons are a full 4.5 games back, but regardless, that was a pretty important game for the lottery odds for both teams. Hell, because the Pistons are fighting with the Magic, and we're fighting with the surprisingly the New York Knicks.
We're fighting with the Knicks.
We're fighting with the Knicks in the East, and who else? Who else in the West? We're fighting against the Thunder in the West. Hell, I think 22-43. And the Thunder are 20-43. So we're 2 games behind the Thunder. We could potentially 2 games ahead of the Thunder. We could catch up to them.
It honestly depends on how many more games it lose. If our guest wants to come up here and talk a little bit about the Pistons game, but it really just depends on how. I mean, OKC getting Shea back. They're slowly but surely, winning more games, and Shea's offense has been really good. But it just depends on how bad we can play and how good they can play.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're talking about the Detroit game, I think now is the chance to bring Dylan on. Let's talk about it.
So, while you guys were talking about Sacramento, it was so hard not to jump in because I figured I'd sprinkle in this information too. Of course, the Kings did a trade for Domantas Sabonis.
Right.
But they also traded Marvin Bagley to Detroit for
Right.
two beautiful, great basketball players, Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles. So since that trade, the Pistons are, I believe, 5-3, maybe even 6-3. I could be wrong. And while Marvin Bagley hasn't played in any of them, I guess it does tell how bad Trey Lyles was and just what having someone like Marvin Bagley around can do for our team.
Yeah. Very excited.
We're winning games.
To see what y'all do with Marvin. Very excited to see what Marvin does there. He needed to be out of Sacramento badly.
And I love him. And he gives Cade a lob threat, a role partner who he hadn't had. And just to name some of the people we've beat since the trade, we beat Boston, we beat Cleveland, we beat the Hornets, we beat the Raptors, and of course in this beautiful game last night where you guys shot incredible. 25% from 3, 39% from the field. I mean, you guys really
elite tank job, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And then we get another win versus the Pacers. So last night, unfortunately, Halliburton didn't show up and play quite as great as I would have liked him to play for my anti-Killian Hayes propaganda that I do, of course, want to push, but he did dunk on him.
Yeah.
And that warms my heart. That's enough. It was a really bad game from you guys.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a word besides terrible to use. Not having Duarte kind of sucks. You guys could have definitely used him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I mean there's some dudes in your rotation who I've never heard of.
Name some of them.
maybe
Name some of them, please.
Well, I mean, I would not know who Terry Taylor is if it wasn't for this game. But I did know who Washington was. Washington balled. Washington was balling last night.
Yeah, Dwayne Washington.
Dwayne Washington was 6 of 12. He had 16 points.
And he was taking some tough shots too off the dribble.
Yeah, 4 of 8 from 3.
But if you look over here on the Pistons side, it's going to be really hard to beat a team that shoots 50% from 3.
Yeah.
Like, Sadiq Bey took 8 threes, shot him at a 75% clip.
Yep.
Kelly Olynyk hit both of his 3-pointers. Kate Cunningham shot 50% from 3. Like, when we shoot as well as we did last night, it's going to be hard to beat us, even despite Jeremy Grant doing what he does best as of late, which is just not be good at basketball. But there were some great passes that Jeremy made last night, and I would be a hater if I didn't include them. Marvin Bagley shot 9 for 16.
What do you think about that Marvin Bagley game?
Yeah,
Marvin Bagley was amazing.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so glad he's on the team. There were some people overhyping the move. At the end of the day, it's the most low-risk move ever. We traded an ass can.
Exactly.
We traded an Ascan and Trey Lyles, and then somebody who was near and dear in my heart because he's from Detroit. But Josh Jackson also isn't very good.
I mean, if we look at Marvin Bagley's stats with Detroit, it's been 5 games. The dude's averaging 13 points, 6 rebounds on really good 53% clip from the field. This guy's been really good.
And he's been a beast.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if Jeremy wasn't taking the starting spot, I honestly wouldn't see a world where Marvin Bagley didn't start.
Yeah, so. Marvin Bagley and Cade and Stewart and Sadiq Bey, you got something going on there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think I can't wait for Jeremy Grant to be gone, first of all, because I love the guy. He doesn't fit in our rotation anymore. I feel like he's stealing minutes at this point.
Right.
But also just because, like...
Contract, too.
And the contract...
That contract is bad, yeah.
If we bring in a big, which I expect us to, I want one of 3 Holmgren, Banchero, and Jabari Smith. But if we bring one of them in and Jeremy Grant is for some reason still on our team, Marvin Bagley could easily fall out of our rotation.
Yeah,
and that's not ideal.
And then you go right back to where he was in Sacramento.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
Yeah. While we're talking about young Pistons guys, let me bring up the name Luka Garza. What do you think of him?
That's man. So when we drafted Luka Garza, I made a tweet, right, and said I was no longer a fan. But since then, there are some things that Luka Garza does well, and other things he does too bad. And the problem is that the things that he does too bad he's like extremely bad at, so he's almost not playable, which is defense. He's very bad defender.
His defense was his main terrible point in college. People were like, this guy's not going to be good in the NBA because he can't play defense, he's not athletic, and he can't run and jump.
Yeah, he can't do any of those things.
Right.
But he can shoot.
He can shoot
sometimes.
Yeah, he can shoot. So, do you see Luka Garza having a future with this team?
I can see Luka Garza being a face that we keep around, but at this moment in time, I don't see him as a rotation player in the future.
You just see him as a G League stash guy.
I just see him as a guy to have around.
Okay.
What I'm thinking for the Pistons' future, I think what you do, you trade Jeremy. I think you slides Marvin into the starting lineup. I think you draft. If you get lucky, I think you get Chet Holmgren. Either phases
English.
either starts into the starting lineup or he phases into the starting lineup. And Isaiah Stewart comes off the bench. I think any of those would be fine. And
that would be great.
I think this team is going to be good. I mean, they have a clear cut future and tanking well. Their players are. I mean, Cade he's had like 2 back-to-back 20-point games.
So Cade's been phenomenal.
You see the potential in him. You see the potential in Sadiq. Sadiq's amazing.
Yeah, Sadiq's been really good, creating his own shot, getting threes off. You see Marvin Bagley being reinvented. Beef Stewart, even though he hasn't been great this year, he's been pretty good since the All-Star break, hasn't he?
He's been amazing since the All-Star break.
Yes, he has. And we talk about other young guys with promise. Your guy, Killian Hayes. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm so glad you guys brought me on this show because I think I have a blockbuster idea. All right, so on draft night, right? Beautiful idea. We'll give you a future first, Jeremy Grant and Killian Hayes, and you guys give us Tyrese Halliburton. I think it's a deal that helps both sides.
Why you got to do that to us?
I understand that trade for sure.
I get why y'all wanted to do that because Killian Hayes, man,
he hit a 3 last night or the night before. He hit a 3, so that was a highlight.
Generational talent. He's a generational talent. He's really
a generationally shit talent. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's generationally really ass. I just want you guys to know that there were people out there who thought he was going to be James Harden, and that is why some people you can't take too seriously. You gotta enjoy life.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at the stats, Killian Hayes, 35% from the field, 26% from 3, 6 points a game on 2 turnovers a game on 24 minutes. That is not good in any sense at all.
I mean, James Harden in the Bucks series maybe on a torn MCL or a torn hamstring, but
hey, maybe all he's got to do is grow that beard out. We'll see. What do you think Killian's future with the team is? You think he's going to stay on, or you think he's gone?
I mean, things didn't work out here, but that doesn't mean that somewhere overseas it can't work out. Like somewhere maybe Guangdong maybe.
Guangdong Tigers.
I think it'd be a good home for him.
Oh my god! Yeah. Dom.
You guys missed out on Jalen Smith and Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all did miss out on those guys.
I mean, I'm more mad that we missed out on Donovan Mitchell and Bam Adebayo for Luke Kennard, but I mean, like.
Well, yeah, but you take your losses. Well, it's whatever. Hey, Dom.
So,
who knows? Maybe Killian could form a big pick and roll duo in China with TJ Leaf.
For sure.
Yeah,
TJ Leaf, he's down there balling, isn't he?
TJ Leaf, man, he's been balling in China, which shows. I mean, you put me out there in China with those bombs. I could give him 20 and 10 right now. I bet you could too. If
somebody asked us in our questions today, they asked us why we didn't extend him. I mean, dude, he's just fit for China.
Yeah, I mean that guy's gonna be that guy's gonna be like Stephon Marbury in China. That guy's gonna be a huge star there. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, speaking of questions, if we wanted to phase into our question segment,
let's get into this.
So,
all right, I'll start off.
Every week every week we ask you guys, questions for the podcast, and every week you guys seem to deliver.
Yes, you guys delivered a lot. A lot of you trolled the fuck out of Dom, but we got some good ones. All right. Again, if you wanna send us questions, I mean, Halliburton TYRES3HALL on Twitter. You can send me questions there. I usually ask questions every Saturday afternoon. I was a bit late. I kind of overslept, but usually I'm on time. We ask questions every Saturday afternoon, and if you want your questions to be in the podcast, because we will answer them, please feel more than free to ask your questions. Let's get into the first one. This one is by our good friend Cody. She says, "Do you logically see Indiana plummeting all the way down to number 1 in the lottery?" What do you think about this, Dom? Because I got some things.
I mean, hey, if Adam Silver wants to give us, the free ticket to heaven, sure, take it. But I really, I mean, first overall pick, sure, give it to us. But at the same time, it feels like, everybody's sort of thinking Chet Holmgren is the consensus first. But I don't really want Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, we talked about this in the
I really want a Pablo. I mean, if it's anybody that I want Paulo Banchero.
Jabari Smith. Yeah.
I don't know if I see the vision on Jabari Smith, but really. Paulo Banchero, I love. He's really nice, so I wouldn't mind having him.
I'll say this:
we need power forwards.
Yeah, I'll say this: we do get the number 1 overall pick. You can kiss goodbye to Miles Turner. I'll tell you that much.
Hey man, you never know. Maybe Miles Turner get us another, maybe top 14.
That's the pipe dream. Miles Turner and Malcolm for 2 more lottery picks, or maybe a couple more, man.
Yeah,
we never know.
But if Adam Silver wants to, sure, give us the first, man.
Absolutely, but while we're talking about this, we obviously know Indiana has never had the number 1 pick before. The highest pick they had, let me look this up. The highest.
While you do that, just to talk about some draft picks. We missed out on a lot of draft picks. Getting TJ Leaf instead of OG Anunoby or John Collins. We drafted Paul George, bless his heart. We drafted Kawhi Leonard, but we also traded him. So
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember this might have been a little bit before your time. We drafted Tyler Hansbrough in 2009. If you recognize that name.
Yeah, for sure.
Tyler Hansbrough, UNC legend. Dude didn't do shit in Indiana. All right. The earliest pick we've ever had was 1985. When we picked Wayman Tisdale, rest in peace. We picked Wayman Tisdale out of Oklahoma. That was our highest draft pick. 2 years later, we got Reggie at 11. But ever since then, I don't think we've ever been in the top 5 or top 10 before. I think this is gonna be the first year since 1985 that we've been in the top 10. Or wait, when was Rick Smits drafted? We might have gotten Rick Smits.
A lot of this has to do with us, constantly wanting to contend and Larry Bird, selling the team to be in contention all the time. So
yeah, exactly. Rick Smits
also never being able to push the needle. So
exactly, Rick Smits, number 2 pick, 1988. I think that was the last top 5 pick. I told you, Rick Smits ran away from the grind, man.
Oh yeah,
retired right after the 2000 finals because of his damn foot. But we love Rick Smith. Dude's a legend. Duncan Dutchman. All right. But talking about Indiana, we know Indiana may be the smallest market in the NBA. I mean, Indiana is not. I know you live there, but I know it's called.
It's not the most ideal place to live in. I mean, when you have places I'd much rather live in Sacramento and Miami over Indiana.
Yeah, so. Sacramento. Wow. All right.
The fan base is loyal. The fan base is loving. They're loyal, and if you're a good player on this team, they're never.
We love you. We love you. Look at how we've embraced Tyrese after a few games.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, we love the kid. Even though if I ever get an 8 and 7 game from him, if I ever get that again, we're gonna have a problem. But, You're gonna rebrand back into a Sabonis fan account?
fan account?
Exactly.
All right, but talking about Indiana, we know Indiana may be the smallest market in the NBA. I mean, Indiana is not. I know you live there, but Indiana is the smallest market in the NBA.
Exactly. I'm saying, you can't give me 8-8-8 and expect me to be okay with it.
All right, I respect it. But talking about Indiana
But
not being
again, I understand a bad game or two.
yeah. But talking about Indiana not being a big market, is the money really there to give them the number one pick? Because would Adam Silver do that? Because we know, they say like any team can get the number one pick. Market size doesn't matter. That's bullshit. Market size matters. All right.
I mean, I was surprised he gave the number one pick to the Pistons. If Dylan, you want to,
very surprised.
Actually, I was actually about to intervene because I also thought the same thing you guys did, and then what happened last year happened to us. So I love Adam Silver. I think rigging is such a beautiful thing for basketball, especially the city of Detroit, and I think that. I think at the end of the day, the first round pick kind of works as a way to get money into the city and to make the team more popular. So, if you guys land there, I think there's definitely a world where they give it to Indiana.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe.
We're just gonna overlook what happened in Chicago.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. Come on.
What happened in Chicago?
The Derrick Rose draft.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That draft was definitely rigged.
Oh, that draft was totally not rigged.
Yeah. Of course, the team with the worst lottery odds gets the hometown guy. Of course. All right. Let's continue on.
Next question from our friend Allie. He asks, "What are our expectations for Halliburton? What's our biggest surprise in the season, and why we shouldn't trade Miles?"
I'll start off with this one. Moving forward for Halliburton, if we look at his stats right now, I'll put them on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. But I'll say them right now. He's averaging, with Indiana and Indiana only, he is averaging 19 points. He's averaging 19 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals on 50, 40, 80 shooting, 50, 40, 80 splits. And man, I knew this guy was going to be good, but right away, this good? I did not know that.
I mean, 8 and 7.
Can we not talk about that? All right, we get it, Dom.
I'm not gonna let go of it until there's another 20-point game. But I mean, he's really good, man.
Listen, man,
really good. And ceiling, the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Sky is quite literally the limit.
Like what did we talk about earlier this week? We said we think he could be potentially one of the first-time All-Stars next year.
Yes. I think I'm not bullshitting. I'm not dick riding. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid here. I genuinely think if the East is kind of weak, Tyrese Halliburton, if he keeps this up, he is definitely going to be a candidate for the All-Star game next season. 100%.
And Fred VanVleet made it this year.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet made it this year. Fred VanVleet made it this year. Mike Conley made it last year. Like, come on.
No shit to those players. I mean, they're really good players. But I mean, the kid's averaging 9 assists. He can definitely lead the league in assists.
At 22 years old.
With Ben Simmons back, though, it could be kind of difficult to get in there.
Well, for sure. You're right.
That's true. We'll see.
I mean, who's to say? I mean, Ben Simmons might end up as a forward next year.
Yeah, that is true. I think they are going to play him at forward because they're going to lift the vaccine mandate for Kyrie. He's going to go in a point guard. I think Ben Simmons is going to play power forward.
So I mean, you'd have to be contending with dudes like KD, Giannis, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows how good DeMar will be next year? So it'll be tough.
I was trolling Ben Simmons is shit. That was kind of like the joke, but like,
oh yeah,
God damn it, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I think
none of this is scripted. By the way, he legitimately said that shit. Oh God!
I honestly think that if God really, wants to make a good impression on us next year, I mean, let Tyrese Halliburton lead the league in assists and let him be a first-time All-Star.
Yeah, I mean,
but if not, if he's still averaging a cool 20 and 9, and
hey, Dom, you realize if he doesn't make the All-Star team, we can push that underrated agenda.
It's true, and the All-Star game is in Indiana in 2 years.
Yes.
So if we can get that Darius Garland kind of narrative,
the hometown kid. Yes, we can.
Yeah. So I mean, 1 year, 2 years, I don't care. Just make it happen.
Just make it happen. All right, we're going to the biggest surprise in the season. It's got to be Terry Taylor. I think it's definitely Terry Taylor.
Oh yeah, Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor, Isaiah Jackson.
Yep.
When we drafted Isaiah Jackson, me and you, we had our little party about it because we really liked Isaiah Jackson. We didn't think he was gonna fall as far as he did to us,
and
we didn't understand.
We threw a party because we got Aaron Holiday out of Indiana,
and we didn't really understand how good Chris Duarte was gonna be. So, we thought that was the only. We thought Isaiah Jackson was the only good bright spot.
Yeah, exactly.
We got two good bright spots.
Yeah, and hell, we talk about we talk about that draft: Isaiah Jackson, Terry Taylor, and Chris Duarte, and hell, even Dwayne. We throw Dwayne in there.
Dwayne's had some really good games. I think he's better. I think he's one of our better rotational players.
Yeah, I agree.
Just talking about it, I think he's better than Kiefer Sykes.
Easily. I think Kiefer Sykes is gone after this year. Easily.
Because Kiefer Sykes is 26, 27 as a rookie.
28 years old.
Yeah, it's like there's really no.
The writing's on the wall for this guy.
Right now. Oh.
All right, continuing on.
Yeah, but dudes like Terry Taylor.
Yeah. Why do you think y'all shouldn't trade Miles? I'm kind of on the fence with this. I can go either way, but I think we'll see how he does this year with Sabonis not on the team. He's going to be the full-time center. If he does good, and if he really loves the city, which we know he loves the city, or the state, I guess. If he does good, and if we feel like we can extend him, and he's going to be cool with a rebuild, then why not? Why not keep him?
If I chime in real quick, I remember it was the prior to Orlando game. It was the first Orlando game. He was chirping at Jalen Smith. He was telling him, if you see an open three, you gotta take it, man.
Yeah.
An open three, you gotta take it. It's actually the Boston game where he was telling him, if you see an open three, you gotta take it.
I remember this.
Jalen Smith took that mentality to the next two Orlando games, and he shot the ball fairly well.
Yeah,
Miles being a good mentor, especially for a stretch big like Jalen Smith. I wouldn't mind Miles still being on the team.
Yeah, and maybe that's some coercion for Jalen Smith to stay. Again, please stay.
Hey, we need you, man.
We need you.
You are vital to the.
Yeah. We're vital to the tank, and I'm sure Kevin Pritchard has had this talk with Jalen Smith before, where he said, you stay for $4.7 million or however much it is. You stay for that much for 1 year. Next year, name your price, essentially.
All the money you want, man.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
just want to see you in a Pacers jersey next year.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be our franchise player? Take it. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get. But
next question.
Yeah, next question. Thoughts on a Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson frontcourt from Alex. Thoughts on a Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson frontcourt for the future? Will it work? I think it definitely will.
Yeah, it's worked so far. Jalen Smith is a good floor spacer. Isaiah Jackson is a good lob threat. So, and they're both good lob threats. So I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I definitely think it would work for the future. I
100%.
The team's spaced well enough. O'Shea Brissett is good at the three, and it's been working. And Jalen Smith has definitely earned his starting spot. Exactly. I don't mind.
And I'm really excited to see the what's it called, the Tyrese at point guard, Malcolm shooting guard, Duarte at 3, Isaiah at the 4, Jalen at the 5. I'm excited to see that lineup. It's all young guys minus Brogdon, but it's all like a very fast paced lineup. And having having Malcolm having Malcolm at the 2, where he doesn't have to dribble out the shot clock every other possession. That's going to be very nice to see.
And if Isaiah Jackson can develop some more consistency, and if he can, just get more athletic and keep doing what he's doing, and develop a better defensive IQ,
better jump shot.
I don't see why he can't be. I don't see why he can't be like a top 15 center.
I think a top 15 big is definitely in his future. He's already 21 years old. He definitely has room to grow. All right, next question is from the Pacer Update on Instagram. Make sure you follow them on there. They ask, thoughts on Buddy Hield's future with the Pacers? I'm kind of torn on this, so I'll let you start.
Buddy Hield's future with the Pacers, if he can get us a pick, second round, first round, I don't really care. If he can get us any kind of draft pick, or if we can pair him with somebody with a bigger contract, if we can pair him with a Malcolm Brogdon, to get a good young player, or to get a draft pick, I wouldn't mind it.
I could see that. But if he does
Like-
stay, then I guess fine. We need a shooter.
I mean, it's not like he's been terrible with us.
He's been
Again,
very
he is,
good.
He is sort of,
Yeah.
he is sort of on and off, at times. But other than that, I mean, he's been really good, and I like him again mentoring the young dudes.
Yeah, exactly. Next, that's pretty short. That's a pretty short one. Next one is from our friend Chris. Yep. He says, "I've noticed Tyrese's passiveness sometimes in games. What are y'all's thoughts on this, and how do you think it could affect his growth as a player?" I know you're gonna be pissed at this, so go ahead.
I say it all the time. Tyrese is, Chris Paul incarnate. Sometimes, when you want him to, the team where grow your offense, dude, take every dumb shot that you want to take. I don't, we don't care. Fine, but sometimes he just, he'll have the games like last game where he only takes 8 shots. Like, dude, if you're having a bad game and you're missing shots, keep shooting. Like, we want him to have the full Dion Waiters mentality.
If I go 0 of 30 or if I go 0 of 9, that's a loss because I stopped shooting.
Yeah. So, like, we want to see him take shots. We want to see him be passive. So, I mean, I understand the passiveness. I understand he's a pass-first kind of player, and I understand he's one of the better playmakers in the league right now. But if he wants to take any dumb shot, I say take it.
Yeah, if you want to shoot, then shoot the ball. By all means, shoot the ball.
Rather him shoot the ball than for Sykes are doing.
For Sykes or Brogdon ISOs 30 seconds into the shot clock.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What's your take on that?
My take is I agree with you. I think he should. If he can't find the open man, let that shit fly. Let it fly. I don't care if you're contested. I don't care if you're open. If you can't find a guy to pass to, and if nothing's going on, you let that terrible looking jump shot fly.
I mean, we gotta make it on SportsCenter, man.
Yeah, we got to.
We
got to, man. This new blood in Indiana, I swear, the other teams are shaking.
Yeah, we're trying to up the press. So if you want to take a dumb shot and hit some game winner,
if he takes that, by all means, you want to take a half court shot, go ahead, take it. If you make it, you're getting on SportsCenter.
Okay.
All right. Next one.
Transitioning to our question from Nate. He asks, "What do you think Halliburton's ceiling is?" Which relates to the last question.
Yeah. We answered.
I really, again, we've talked about it all podcast. All-star. We think he can do it. I think he can lead the league. I think he can be the assist champion.
All-star.
I think he can
assist champion. All NBA as well. He has potential for that.
I mean, he's a solid defender. He's a good playmaker.
He's averaging he's averaging 2 assists. I mean, not 2 assists.
Steals, you mean?
2 steals.
Okay, you see there. I mean, a lot of it has to do with his length. So if he can develop more offensive consistency, then I don't know what. I'm not going to compare him to any player right now because I don't want to compare him incorrectly. But I definitely think the writing's on the wall for him to be an All-NBA caliber player.
And also one more thing. All the people on like Twitter and everything, all the sports outlets that are saying, "Oh well, the Kings got an all-star. The Kings got a good player. They didn't completely lose the trade." Shut up. The Kings lost the trade. It's okay to think that, okay? It's all right to think that the Sacramento Kings lost the trade. I'm not being biased right now. If I was a Suns fan, I'd think that as well. Come on.
I'm being biased. I'm just saying, Kings look rough right now.
It ain't getting better anytime soon. So thank you for Tyrese.
Happy with our end of the deal. It's just you gotta be happy with your end of the deal.
Yeah. You be happy with that. It's like we ran away with that. All right. Let me get serious now. Next question is I like this question. This question's from Delano Dimes. It says, "What is Indiana's path into title contention, and how long will this take?" And I'll do this as a 2-parter. I'll get Dylan on in a minute, but let's talk about let's you and I talk about it. What do you think, man?
Okay, obviously you got to hit in the draft. So
yes, 100%.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be top 10. That's all we know. But again, this draft is really like top 3, top 5 heavy. Like if it's not a Jaden Ivey, if it's not a Paulo Banchero, then I don't really want anything to do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And don't worry, We'll answer your draft questions because we don't know much besides like the top 5, top 7. We're gonna have some more guests on that know more about the draft. Probably make us look like idiots, but who cares? It'll be better content. You know what I mean? But right now we don't know shit about the draft, so we're gonna say we want Jaden Ivey.
So first, you gotta hit on the draft. Second, we're not attracting any free agents.
Yeah, no shit.
And if you can get like a Jeremy Grant kind of player, you know, a player that wants to ball out on a young team. But then again, you know, we already have like who want to shoot a lot. That's not really that wasn't really the case.
Why are you backtracking? Why are you backtracking? Last week you said you don't want a Jeremy Grant type guy. What are you talking about?
I'm saying if I understand I understand what the Pistons are. Okay, I do, but I also don't want to do it because like if you can get like a good player on a contending team, you know that wants to prove themselves on a young roster, then sure, why not? But at the same time, I don't want baggage. I don't want a contract like Jeremy Grant.
I don't want baggage. Oh my god!
I don't understand that contract to this day.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I get like he wanted to play for a black coach, black front office, but why'd they give him that money? I don't know because he did not fit their timeline. He still doesn't.
I mean, Dylan, if you want to chime in,
Dylan, talk about it. Let's talk about it, Dylan. Oh, he don't want to.
I mean, I would love to talk about it. Yo, Smush, can I ask about the beautiful contract that you guys have given TJ Warren and just how many games he played on that beautiful contract? I mean, if you really want to talk about baggage, I mean, somebody just sitting and watching from the couch is the definition of baggage.
Okay,
why are we disrespecting Bubba Warren? Why
are you talking down on a dead man? Come on, man.
I apologize. No, you do not want a Jeremy Grant contract. Yeah. It is true. It is baggage, but the contract is fine. Like, I don't... Like, the contract that we gave Jeremy Grant is the same as that contract that Denver offered him. He just picked us. Yeah. So, I mean, like...
You don't hate the Jeremy Grant contract?
No, I don't hate it. I mean, he's gone on draft night.
Okay,
so.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't that bad.
I mean, if he would have stayed with Denver would be like a really good team.
Him staying with Denver would have been ideal because I think they would have won a title or at least been in the serious title contendership right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think they have Aaron Gordon if they trade for Jeremy Grant.
Okay, that's true. But Jeremy Grant could fit in for Aaron Gordon.
I think Aaron Gordon's a way better passer than Jeremy.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay, personally. All right. But
yeah, you draft. I mean, you hit with the free agency in terms of title contention. If you don't get any free agents, it's fine. Who cares? No free agents want to come to Indiana. And then
you develop the young guys.
The coaching.
You make sure Jalen Smith stays. You develop the young guys. And what are you talking about? Coaching.
I mean, the coaching's already good. I mean, it's much moved from Nate Bjorkgren to
Nate McMillan. Shout out McMillan in Atlanta.
But, you know, old dude that we have right now, you know, he actually knows how to run offense. And you know, he's rotation. Yeah, Rick Carlisle, you know, he's aging, but, you know, he's a really good coach, so.
Yeah. Rick Carlisle, we owed him an apology from earlier in the season where we were shitting on him a lot, but he's redeemed himself.
We made fun of him. We were kind of on edge. We also understood that, you know, he's playing without a really like fully healthy team, and that's like the epitome of the Pacers. And I'm surprised that we aren't ravaged with injuries right now. I mean,
exactly.
Chris Duarte has been.
Yeah, we really only have T.J. Warren and Miles Turner.
Duarte's been out for a little bit. Isaiah Jackson has some problems, but I mean, if we can get them all together and we can be healthy for a good amount of time, then I'll be.
And we're talking about how many years it'll take. I think if we keep Jalen, if we hit on the draft, if we're bad next season, if we hit on another draft, I'm gonna give it Duarte's 24. Duarte's 25. Tyrese is 22. I'm gonna give it.
We need Tyrese to take a big jump too.
Yeah, I think he's capable of that. I do think he's capable of that.
You need like the way I see it. I kind of want. I think of like. The team that we should model ourselves after is like a Memphis Grizzlies kind of team.
We mentioned this before.
You wait a few years for your draft picks to hit. I mean, Memphis doesn't have any outstanding free agents. Like what you got? Yeah, they don't really like the only like free agent that I can think of is Steven Adams, so they traded for him. So they didn't really sign anybody. They're just a really good team because they developed all the young guys and they're starting to fall together. So that's really what I want to see happen in Indiana. Is,
that's exactly what
Tyrese takes that jump. We want to see Tyrese take that jump that Jaw has taken this year.
We do. I think he's capable of it. Listen, I 100% think he's capable of it. I'm not gassing him up. I think Tyrese Halliburton is capable of a John Morant type jump.
Yeah. I mean,
and I don't want to put I don't want to put some lofty expectations on him. So when he has when he scores less than 20 points, you shit on him again. But you know.
I'll let it slide for us. Let
it slide. After a bad game, don't be going on Twitter saying we lost a trade. Sabonis, come back, please. Oh God.
If Sabonis wants to come back, man. We missed that slow, grinded out offense.
Yeah, we missed Sabonis playing the game the right way, man. No flash, no thug mentality. Oh God! But
next question.
Hold on. We're not done.
Go ahead.
We're not done. How long will this take? I think Tyrese enters his prime. I think what's it called? Duarte enters his prime. I think 5 years. I'm gonna give it.
You don't think Duarte's already in his prime?
No. I don't. I think that's a stupid take. I had that take before. I was stupid for it. I think it's a stupid take now because Duarte only started playing basketball a few years ago. He's only gonna get better. Let's be honest.
True.
And I think we have that core. We have our draft pick, Jalen Smith stays. I think it's gonna take 5 years. But I also wanted to talk. I also wanted Dylan to get on this. What do you think of this question for Detroit, Dylan?
I think we're gonna be in the playoffs very soon. I think Cade is fucking incredible. I think that he, whether we want to be good or not, he's going to make us good, you know? So I think that, like, championship contention, I'm probably around 5-6 years, but, like,
same as us.
Eastern Conference Finals or, like, piss off some team's fan base because we beat them in 6. Like, I can see that in like 3 years.
Hey, hold on. You want to bring back the rivalry?
Like an Atlanta Hawks.
You want to bring back the rivalry?
The Pacers rivalry? No, we still don't like you. That's not like, there's no like bring it back. Like, it exists.
Oh wait, does it still exist?
You remember Marcus Morris and Paul George was just how many years ago?
Oh yeah. Hey, this time if we ever have a brawl, it's gonna be your guys that's out for the rest of the season.
I mean, we saw how our first brawl went this year, so I mean, like, I don't know if you guys want it.
Isaiah Jackson and LeBron,
yeah. Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, Bob, you might
Isaiah Stewart. Man, it's late. You can't.
While we talk about this, we're recording this at 2:30 in the morning right now. We gotta stop doing this, but it's whatever. Yeah. Now we can get to the next question. Next question is from True. They ask, what team do you believe has the most potential to be good in the NBA? Dylan, unmute your mic. We're going to be talking about this. You start off, Dylan.
What a great question. What team has the most potential to be good? I mean, it's real straight to the point. When I think about good teams, right, there's about 10 teams that come to mind. But if I had to break it down into what does the question mean?
What team do you believe has the most potential to be good? And Dom, you picked this question, so why did you pick it?
Hold on. What I was thinking when I thought of it, like it's worded wrong. I think he's trying to say like the teams with good potential, like the Thunder kind of teams, young teams that could potentially do
in Cleveland.
Yeah, like. Young teams that could potentially like be good in the near future.
I don't know why they worded it like that. To be the most potential to be good.
Like, that's such a hard question to answer.
I'm sorry and laughing at you if you're watching this, but come on.
Like, Cleveland is already good, so how can you answer Cleveland?
Yeah.
But I want to answer Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because I think they can only get better.
Yeah, I'll go with Cleveland.
You got to think Evan Mobley's going to take another big jump.
Well, Garland's definitely not done.
Yeah, Garland is definitely
Garland's
not
not
done.
done.
Evan Mobley.
I think Jared Allen is. I think Jared Allen is done.
Jared Allen is 22 years
I don't know if he
old.
can.
I
But,
think Lamar Stevens is just, I actually don't know how old he is. Don't count me on that. But I like Lamar Stevens. He's been cool to watch.
Okay. But all right, Cleveland. All right, that was a very convoluted question. I'm sorry about that.
I'll throw Toronto in there too.
Yeah, Toronto's good. Yeah. Next question
I'm not
is.
speaking. I'm not Toronto.
All right. Next question is from. I'm not saying the numbers. It's from J-Man. We're not saying the numbers this time, Dom.
It's from my friend John.
Yeah,
He asks,
it's from John.
Just to discuss Zion news.
All right.
Zion, Shams tweeted out a few days ago. Zion is he's I think he left Portland rehabbing, and he's
Right.
cleared to practice with the team. So
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about that, but at the same time, how New Orleans is treating him. Like it's not a good sign.
and
Like-
he was eaten up by the media a few weeks ago
Yeah.
for not being the most attentive teammate. But I also think
yeah. You saw the JJ Redick podcast with when he was talking about him.
Then again, you have to, if you're overlooking anything the media said about Zion, think about the team that the Pelicans have right now. I mean, you have Brandon Ingram, you have CJ McCollum, and you're still trying to work out where those players are going to go and what positions they're going to play. But at the same time, you add a player like, if you think about how Zion was in what was it, 2020.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 2020. I mean, he was amazing in 2020.
Yeah, he was amazing.
If you can add even like half of that to the current team that the Pelicans have right now, I mean, sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you saw this. The parade float they had, they made like a float of Zion in their parade, but they replaced his name. They replaced Zion with 1 ton. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
actually.
Oh
I sadly saw it.
Yeah.
You might want to put that picture up on.
I'll definitely. I'll put the picture up. If y'all watching on YouTube, shout out to the YouTube subscribers. We got 30 of them. If you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna see this picture right now of Zion, the parade float of Zion or whatever the hell it is. His nickname is 1 ton, and he looks like he looks huge. He looks like Dom right now.
All right, man. Hey, Zion has nothing to do with me, man.
Oh man.
All I want to see is my player Brandon Ingram. All I'm trying to see is my guy Brandon Ingram. On the best team.
Your guy Brandon Ingram, you're gonna move on to a 4th team, Dom?
No. I love Brandon Ingram is dear to my heart. Being a part-time Laker fan, I love Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. Condolences, by the way.
Our children are eating, man. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, we let them all go, but they're eating.
Dylan, I need your thoughts on this Zion situation. Please let me know.
I do not fall, or not saying that anyone's wrong for falling for it, but I don't really care about the reports about Zion. I think that I think both sides of the fence are dumb. I think that people who blame Zion for something, in my opinion, from what's been reported, is seemingly out of his hands. He can't help that. The injury that he has, if anybody's read about it, kind of sucks. Like sudden movement or something bad can set the injury back pretty far. And when you weigh a ton and you can't lose weight and you can't do anything, people are like, oh, well, you could just swim. Like, it's easy to say stuff when you're not in his shoes, So, but I also don't agree with the people that say the Pelicans haven't done a good job. The Pelicans right now have a play-in team, a playoff team when you add Zion to it.
Yes.
And I think they've done a great job. I think if you ignore the draft picks, which have been bad, Jackson Hayes actually looks good right now.
Yes, he does.
When he looked absolutely horrible. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker sucked and they traded him.
Right.
Kyra Lewis has a torn ACL. You can't do much about that. I can't remember the kid that they selected this year, but I think he went to Oregon.
Let me see.
Maybe Baylor. Oregon, Baylor.
Hold on.
But they got Herb Jones as well.
Yeah, Herb Jones.
This draft is pretty good.
They got. Let me see who you're talking about.
I think his last name is Moore.
His last name is what?
I think his last name is Moore.
Trey Murphy
or Evans. Trey Murphy. Yes, that's his name. That's the That's the other guy they selected. So I think that the Zion situation is rough. I think that you guys are a fan of a small market. I'm a fan of a small market. I think it sucks what the media does to small market teams.
Yes.
They make it feel like everything's their fault.
Yes.
And as someone who just selected Cade, I don't know how our future is going to go. And I can see them doing that to us in 2 years from now if we aren't successful. Free Cade, just like they're saying free Donovan Mitchell.
Free Cade, free Donovan Mitchell, free Zion, whatever. But I definitely agree. I think if he goes out, balls out like he did last year, then all of this is going to be swept under the rug.
Agreed.
All right, final question for tonight. What are we? We are reaching up on an hour, 59 minutes. Let's go with Dre. He asks, how far are the Sixers going? And I already told y'all, I think they're winning the championship. I think Joel Embiid's going to win MVP. I think with James Harden, with a shot-creating, playmaking guard next to Joel Embiid, best teammate he's had by far. I think there's nothing stopping them from making the NBA Finals and potentially winning it all. I have them coming out of the East, and I have them winning the NBA Finals. Continue, Dom. He's about to be a generational hater right now. Dom's about to be like the good cop, bad cop right now. He's cooking up the biggest hate possible. Go ahead. Start dick riding. Go ahead.
It's not like that. I mean, I really don't see any team that can bang with them when it comes to the balance. They have a good balance of offense and defense. I think it really just boils down to how effective Joel will be come playoff time. Because he might not get those calls that he gets in the regular season come playoff time. But
Here we go. Here's a dick riding. Go ahead, start bouncing on it.
Besides that, if we forget about, I genuinely think they can win a championship this season. Like you traded a player who was eating Cheeto Puffs off the fucking not even on your bench. Like he's not even on the bench at home. At home. He literally didn't do anything for your team. You got rid of him for an offensive talent like James Harden, and James Harden has shown that he's not even like the same James Harden that he was with the Nets. I think they can win a championship this season.
Yeah, I do think we're talking about Seth Curry, by the way.
For sure. We're talking about Seth Curry.
Yeah. But
what teams can really contend with them? I think if the Warriors get Draymond back and they actually learn how to play offense again.
Learn how to play offense again.
I think if they get an offense again, and if because Draymond is basically, there's no defense without Draymond.
Yeah, that is true.
Draymond back on the Warriors. I think they can definitely contend with them. Phoenix fully healthy. I think Phoenix fully healthy is definitely a finals bound team. Never rule out Milwaukee. The Nets are still a good team.
What about
Ben
LA?
Simmons.
Talk about LA.
The Clippers. If the Clippers get back Kawhi and Paul George.
The Clippers.
Yeah, they can.
That's what I'm talking about.
If the Clippers get back Kawhi, Paul George, Norman Powell, they can definitely be a contending team for sure.
I agree. The Clippers can definitely contend. And the team in LA, I was talking about the Clippers. I wasn't talking about the team from Southern California. I'm talking about the Clippers.
I don't know what team is from Southern California. I have no idea what
you don't claim that. You don't claim that team right now. You fucking idiot. All right.
California.
Yeah.
If we're talking about California teams, sure, Sacramento Kings.
Oh my God.
If they figure it out.
Here we go.
If they figure it out, man. You never know. Hey, man. It's a good chunk of season.
Oh my God. You are doing some generational gymnastics right now.
Dylan, is there anything you wanna add?
It's hard to ignore how great the Pistons have been in February.
Oh my God! And, really?
and assuming we can continue this type of trajectory, I think that the sky's the limit.
You never know. Playing down.
So I'm about a dick ride, right? So you guys can get your shaboing boings off. It's whatever. I don't think. So I do, of course, see a world where Philadelphia makes the finals and wins. But at the same time, I don't think I can say as a statement with a period at the end, Philadelphia is going to win the championship.
Okay.
When you consider Joel Embiid's health. I just if I had to go out and make a bet, I would not bet on Joel Embiid. Now that's not me saying he's not capable. I think he can and will win MVP. I think he's amazing. But I just don't know if I could put my bet on Philly. But I will say that if Brooklyn makes the finals, doing what they did this year with a player who has missed half the year, somebody who has missed all of the year, and they have no chemistry and they win, I mean, I think we can just kiss basketball goodbye.
I mean, if they get half man, half a season back, then they're gonna be pretty good.
And I think it's bad for basketball, really, them being able to win that way. I think it takes out all of the grind and the love of your players and all the teamwork and all the things that of a grueling season of basketball. But if I had to, right now, finals winners between right now in my head, I might be on recency bias, but obviously Phoenix, and I'm kind of really high on the Grizzlies right now. The Grizzlies are the second seed. Yeah, I'm high on the Grizzlies are the second seed.
Oh man!
After tonight's Warriors loss to the Lakers.
Really?
Yep.
That's a first.
After the jump in last year's playoffs against Utah, so I don't know. I mean, he could definitely be a playoff riser and playoff riser that they need.
I think that they're deep as hell. I think they have a ton of spacing. I think they have so many players that can come in and produce if there's an injury. And also, I don't know if they somehow make the finals. I do not see a center in the East. Or I just don't see how Ja. I think Ja would eat somebody in the finals if he saw them, if that makes sense. I think Joel Embiid is a problem. I think Giannis. I think Ja can eat everybody, bro. He's really good.
Yeah. I agree with that Ja statement. I definitely agree. And maybe they're going to be that sleeper team that breaks through. I don't know. But
definitely top 3 point guard this season.
Yeah, 100%. But Dylan, if we're talking about this, if James Harden got a potion that guaranteed him being 100% healthy for the rest of the season and the playoffs, would you put money on Philly?
Yes, I would.
You would, okay. So you think the only thing you think the only thing that's keeping them from winning the title is Embiid's health?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Embiid, if Embiid gets hurt, who is protecting that rim?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Paul Reed. I mean, they're already struggling to find center minutes.
Let's say Embiid gets hurt like he did last year with the hamstring. Let's say he's still there offensively. Bro, the defense won't be there.
Yeah, they're not having Dom's favorite player, DeAndre Jordan, guarding the rim. We know that.
I have no association with
Pistons legend, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my.
Well, yeah. I have no idea where DeAndre Ayton is played.
DeAndre Ayton.
I'm sorry, DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Ayton. My God.
That was an unreal shot for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, really? Just because.
Wait, no, I like DeAndre. I like DeAndre Ayton, man. It's late at night. You gotta cut me some slack.
I'm sure that was because you're tired. You're about to fall asleep right now. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We're nearing the end of the podcast. We're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. That's all the questions we got. How many did we answer? We answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We answered 10 questions today. That's pretty good, I'd say. But
well, do you guys want to answer one more? Because I actually came here with a question.
Please do.
Uglier jump shot. Malcolm Brogdon or Tyrese Halliburton?
Okay.
Oh my God, Brogdon's shot is actually so.
His shot is ugly as hell. Oh my God.
Shoots in front of him too.
He shoots in front of him and pushes off with one. Yeah, it's
he's literally like the backpack kid.
He's like, hey, let me get a shot, bro.
And at the same time, Tyrese is just so fucking.
Yeah, Tyrese is hideous. I don't know how that thing goes in. Oh my!
I think it's a close run. I couldn't figure it out. I was watching. I was like, man, maybe Tyrese just looks bad because he's shooting 20% tonight. But Malcolm Brogdon looks terrible.
Yeah, Malcolm Brogdon is not good. His push shot is terrible.
Smith, unironically, that's the second best jump shot on our team. So
Who?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Now
now
was
that,
obviously Buddy and me.
yeah.
He's a
First is Buddy
sniper.
Hield, Jalen Smith, Tyrese. All right. Now we're finally done. After 11 questions, we're counting Dylan's as a question. Do any of you two have anything else to add?
No, it was fun to be here.
Yes, sir.
I think that small market teams should support each other.
Yes,
Content
sir.
creation, because we're kind of boring as fuck. Not gonna lie to you. Like our arenas sound like recess. So actually, it's quieter than recess.
Yeah. Dom, anything you got to say?
No. If you're listening this far along, just know this is being filmed at 2:43.
2:43 a.m. Yeah.
Tired as fuck, but the grind doesn't stop.
The grind does
man.
not stop. The grind does not stop. Every single week we're doing this, man.
So,
I don't care.
any of us falling asleep, any of us, passing out before podcast time, hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will happen, but neither rain nor snow. We'll get a podcast
neither
here.
rain nor snow. Okay, there you go. No matter how many times Dom has to wipe his mouth, we're still gonna get this done. All right. I think that's leading us up to the end of the podcast. Dylan, this is your time. Plug all your socials. What do you want the people to follow?
My Twitter is at LeDillonX. That is LeDillonX. And then I also host a Piston Space called, I know, very, very original name, at Piston Spaces, where I'm attempting to host Piston Spaces, but we do in fact suck ass at basketball, and it can be difficult.
I'll tell you, this guy is dedicated to spaces. I remember summer of 2021. I would wake up, I would go to sleep at like 12. I'd wake up at 6. This guy was still in a space. This guy's been in spaces for like hours and hours at a time. I've heard him sleep in a space. So, yeah.
I have been in spaces far less usually.
Yeah.
Today, 5 degrees. I was outside today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was actually beautiful. I mean, sometimes you forget what air feels like.
Yeah, Tom?
Yeah, today I remembered.
Oh, really? You touched grass? How'd the grass feel?
Fabulous.
All right.
Stupendous.
All right. Well, make sure you go follow Dylan on the socials. They're being put up on the screen right now if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, check the description of the podcast. Go follow him. Follow me, of course, TYRES3HALL. Follow Dom on Halliburton. That's HALIBIRKIN on Twitter. And I believe that's it. We don't got any.
I want to add one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say that we should all be praying and egging on Brittany Griner, because that's kind of scary being in Russia. So
yeah. I forgot about that. That is genuinely insane. That's happening. I don't know, Dom. If you heard it before, but man,
I heard she. Man, if you learn anything from her, it's drugs aren't good. So.
Yeah. Drugs aren't good.
That's not exactly the take I got from it, but of course I agree that drugs are, of course, bad.
Yeah. Drugs are.
Well, Dylan, I doubt Dylan that you can speak on drugs.
Drugs are not good. Dom, 2022.
Can you cut that out? I got a burn here.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that's all. Do you have anything else to add, Dylan?
No, that is all.
Okay. Dom, I know you don't got anything else to add. Your head is empty half the time. Let's finish off the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. We love you guys. Please make sure to give us a follow wherever you're watching, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Make sure to please give the video a like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And hell, if you did not like it, give it a dislike. I know we can't see dislikes anymore, but we can see it. So please give it a dislike if you don't like it. If you like it, please give it a like and please subscribe. A lot of people who are watching are not subscribed, and we'd really appreciate if you guys subscribed. Check out Dylan, check out Dom's socials, check out Dylan's, and that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
All right, man.